Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Shooting the Shelf. I realize I typed in the name of the channel, not the name of the show as the title, so I'm gonna have to fix that afterwards. Whoops. Welcome to Shooting the Shelf, episode 47 of season 4, which is like 177, I think.
Woohoo.
I don't know. It's more than 11. We'll go with that. I'm Jesse. Right over here is Curtis. How's it going, buddy?
Excellent. Yourself?
I'm doing just dandy.
Beauty.
Fantastic. Well, hey, it's Sunday night. It's 8 o'clock Eastern, or if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past. Thank you all for being here tonight. We have a fun show, a new guest, a new friend. But Curtis, tell us who's in the chat tonight.
Let's see. Starting off, I hope you're ready with the sound effects because we've got V-Dog in the house. Says he's changed his profile in order to support Cosmic Jeff on his new channel. For those of you that don't know, Jeff's new channel is Cosmic Jeff _YT for YouTube. And then he has an Instagram account that's Cosmic Jeff _IG for Instagram. So there you go. Yeah. So check that out. Love some Jeff.
I don't have a space sound effect, so sorry.
That's fine. Next we have Crom 316, good buddy Mark. We've got Recon Rage out there. What's up, Blake? Little Dub 3 in the house. I am is here. Everything else is silent. Then we've got James Studio Susamudio. Followed by the other Jesse Marshall, Brian Lynn of Carver Customs, Freaks Figures. Jesse, do the Freaks Figure thing. The Freaks Figure thing. There you go. Then we got this guy. Let's see.
Walakusiana, it's a heat video or something like that.
Nailed it.
One more time, Ricky. One more time.
Yeah.
Gugasico, Kui, Echoes of Rio, something like that.
Yeah, Echoes of Rio or something. We have Darla Akerman. I know her. She's right over there. She survived a PGG episode last night. So congratulations to her. Got William
Can we get proof of life,
here.
Charlie? Can you walk on camera before the end of the episode? You don't have to do it right now. Just before the show's over.
She's on the other side of the tree there.
That's a doorway.
You wave. Put your hand out and wave. There it is. There's the hand. You're good. We're good.
All right.
We're good, folks.
All right.
Yeah.
It could have been anybody's hand, but well, all right.
We got Cincy John here. Welcome. And if Cincy John's wife is watching, Jesse would like to say hi to you as well. Jesse.
Curtis, don't. No, that's hi.
Yeah, she likes you better than me, but that's all right. It's okay. We got JMax77 here. Michael Morales in the house. Jesse, he's in the chat. He's on the screen, pulling double duty. Got Stacy Lynn here. What?
Communicating with the chat before the show started.
Oh, okay.
Trying to figure out who Michael was calling gentleman.
Stacy was on Mod Squad on Saturday, as well as on the Legion's Ladies Live this past Thursday, where they had a bunch of ladies on. It was an excellent episode. Highly encourage people to check it out if you didn't see it. And they're trying to get to 1,000 on YouTube. They're getting pretty close. So definitely go over there and subscribe if you haven't. And they're going to be doing some giveaways. A lot of cool stuff. So my son Ty is here. Hello, Ty. We got Herb V in the house. Jen, aka Lucky Sprinkles. She's been very magnanimously sprinkling her luck on others and not saving it for herself, hence her non-wins in any giveaways lately. We've got the artist formerly known as Twizzler19 here. Kevin McCoy. Hi, honey. Rosedale Studios is here. MJ Staten. We got Rob Zamora, El Spooky Zorro, newest member of OffWorld. Sorry. Kevin Hamilton of Kev Box Toys. Brand new store just opened up on Black Friday down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Euless, Texas. So if you're down there, check it out. It's got a cool little new store. Tanya McCoy is here. Welcome, Tanya. She was also on Mod Squad and on Legion's Ladies on Thursday. So Benny Torres is here. We got Sig Toy Arts, as well as Mike V. That's him. We got Paul Morales. We got a couple of different Moraleses here. Omar is here. And let's see. Oh, and she's there, and she does say hi to Jesse. So there you go. Oh. And that is everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
I had seen something I wanted to. What does this mean? It's only Darla if you see her barrel sticking out.
So what was it, about 2 or 3 months ago? Somebody was talking about the movie Planet Terror, which I had never seen and Darla had never seen. It's the one where Rose McGowan has the machine gun leg. And we laughed our asses off through the whole movie because it's so fucking stupid. And then afterwards, as we were getting ready to go to bed, she began lifting her leg up and going like she was shooting me with her machine gun leg. And I ended up capturing a video of it from our Ring camera, which she told me not to send to anybody, but I still sent it to the OffWorld chat because I'm a bad person. And somehow that video made it into a song from PGG with Darla with a machine gun leg. So, yeah. So that's what's going on.
Well, in that case, Darla, I'm sorry for making you prove that you were still alive and possibly furthering yourself to more unwanted video exposure. Sorry. I did not know that. I somehow missed that in that chat.
There you go. But if you watch the episode from Saturday, you will see Darla with the machine gun leg, as well as many other Darla videos, including a new Choo Choo Curtis and Conductor Darla Christmas video. So if you needed a new Christmas song to get Mariah Carey out of your head, that might do it. So I believe we've got a super chat too there, Jesse.
I don't have a problem with Mariah Carey. Personally. I know. I am pulling this up here. This is Kevin Boots for a $4.99 super chat. I shot the shelve, but it did not shoot the DTOF. But I did not. Okay, I see what he's doing there. It's a little old,
like the sheriff. Yeah.
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, Curtis, we have a guest tonight.
We do.
And I know you've done one of your how did they do that? So why don't you give the introduction and I'll get ready with the sound effects.
Well, an amazing photographer in the community. You may have also seen him at Legion's Con this year. And if you haven't checked out how they do that with him, definitely check that out. It's on my channel. And here comes Alex Lostak. What's going on?
Hey guys.
How you doing?
How's it going? Doing well. Doing real well.
We are doing excellent. How was your Legion's Con?
It was great. It was so much fun seeing everybody, hanging out for a few days. Went to intern for the first time, so that was awesome. So it was a great weekend.
Very cool. Did you pick up any cool Dio type pieces for photography?
Yeah, I did. That was my hope and goal. That was what I was on the hunt for. I got a really awesome tavern diorama from Drunk Gizmo Customs.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Yeah. It's very sweet. I've already put it to work.
I saw that one from him. I didn't know who picked it up. That's cool.
Yeah, it was the first place I went.
That's awesome. Did you happen to pick up any lights from Carver Customs? Because that is a requirement of any toy photographer in the community.
Yeah, I got some of his columns that he had this year with the torches on him. So I'm excited to use those. And then the stands with the candles.
Okay. Well, we won't have to kick you off of Instagram with your photography then. So
yeah.
And we must have had some people hit the like button because Trevor, 1/6 shooter, is here. Welcome, sir. All right. Well, at the beginning of the show, we do a little thing called shelf selections, where Jesse and I picked out some photos during the week that inspired us, and then we talk about them. So here we go. First one is one of my picks. This is Random Ramblings on Instagram with a nice McFarlane multiverse display, kind of reimagining the Superpowers line in a 7-inch scale, which is very much what I do with my McFarlane multiverse. It's cool that he has like the Superpowers background on this and stuff, but I think this just kind of shows, when you put these kind of the older costumes, like the more Silver Age costumes together, how cool these figures look. So like it. Obviously there's some custom heads in there and stuff. I think the Wonder Woman one is custom. That Robin one looks like a custom head. So there's a few custom pieces in there, but for the most part, it's just McFarlane stuff. So Jesse, thoughts on this one?
I think it's really cool. I think the colors are great. I like the more colorful look to the heroes rather than all the dark and drab stuff myself. But yeah, this is, this made me, I wish I had all these figures when I was a kid, and now there's a part of me that wants all of these versions of these figures now. But this is a cool picture, and I will appreciate them that way.
There you go. Alex, thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is sweet. I love the colors. Everything it really pops. It almost feels like it'd be on the back of the packaging for each of these if they were to come out in a contiguous line.
Very cool. All right, next one is one of Jesse's. No, it's not.
So this is from.
Did we get sent this? I think I've seen this. Okay,
someone sent it to me, but or they sent something. Yeah. So this is Mix Figuarts _EG and some others. One of those like collective things. I just thought this was really cool. The black and white juxtaposed with the background and everything, and Storm and Black Panther. I just thought it was really,
nice.
Really cool. Get ready, folks. I think we got a new definition about ready to pop up. But yeah, I
know juxtaposed. I just wasn't. It wasn't on my bingo card for the night. So yeah.
All right. Well,
Alex, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I like the dichotomy of it. It's sweet. It's got really cool.
Man, the vocabulary is getting real good tonight, folks.
It's got really awesome contrast. So everything pops, and then there's like the fun little touch of yellow. So I think it's really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, for some reason I thought I had saved this as a shelf selection at some point, but I don't see it in my phone. So I probably. What I do is I usually save the pictures to my phone, and then I put it in a folder that's shelf selections, and I might not have moved it over. But I remember seeing this, and I remember thinking that it was an awesome photo. So great job. I love the background, the use of what appears to be like cotton balls or something at the bottom, and the posing is really great. So nice work. Next one is one of mine. It's the use of an Odious in this Christmas vacation type photo. And, shout out to Wade, Unparalleled Universe. The Kickstarter did meet its goal this past Saturday and will be going into production, as well as the other 2 figures that Big Bad Toy Store is going to do. So 4 different new Odious versions coming. And this one is one with a Santa outfit on that is being electrocuted. I thought it was pretty cool. So this is M_W_Forrester. So Jesse?
This is great. It's a fun twist on that classic, movie poster. Pretty sure that's the Father Christmas robes on
I
from
believe it
Figure
is,
Obscura. It's great. Really, really captured that essence without. Like it evokes it without being like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay. Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. I like all the special effects they added to it, or in camera effect. However they did it, it's cool.
Alex?
Yeah, this is sweet. I almost want to see like the full poster mock-up of it with the title and stuff above. I'm trying to figure out how they did it because it's like they got really good. I imagine that most of this is in Photoshop, but there's like really good depth. Like that present on the right looks like convincingly far back. Like it fades off. It's really cool. Yeah, it's a great
I don't.
shot.
There's not a in the photo. There's not a behind the scene, but then they posted a video after it that does have a behind the scene, and pretty much the electricity is photoshopped. Everything else is just there. So
That's
Oh, wow.
awesome. Damn.
yeah,
Did you
they've got
shoot-
like the
did you shoot
figure
it from
and the
above?
presents and stuff, like suspended from the air and stuff. So
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah,
Mad
pretty cool.
respect. Yeah.
Next is one of Jesse's.
This is our good friend Kevin Maboots. I know this is his one of his favorite, if not favorite, Mythic Legions characters. I know we got some snow out here, East Coast ish, this past week, and I just love that he's got like the I'm pointing it out with the mouse, like her treads through the snow behind her, so it looks like she's been walking through like knee-high snow, and just really great coloring. It's it feels like a scene that Jeremy's getting ready to read a story to us from.
Yeah, I've had a couple years where snow has fallen, and I immediately go out with Thalen and my ice troll to take some photography. We did get a little snow here recently, and I did not get a chance to do that. But I always love snow figures, snow pics, and she definitely has that color scheme. I really love her armor. She's one of my favorite figures as well. So great job, Kevin. Alex?
Yeah, it's super serene. Like, it's just a very calm image to look at. This would make a killer wallpaper.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. Awesome. Next is one of mine. This is from 1/6 Shooter, Trevor Williams. This was posted on 4 Horsemen Studios Instagram. That's 4_horsemen_studios. This is for the Grim the Executioner that will be available at ZoloCon this upcoming year. This is their exclusive for that. And it's an amazing figure, but I also think the shot here is just done really well. They've got a good mix of parts on this with some brute scale and some 1.0 mixed together. And the way that he's shooting this is kind of an upward angle really does make him feel very imposing. And I love it. I love the way that this came out. So, Alex, we'll go to you first.
Yeah. When I opened Instagram and saw this, I was like legitimately terrified for a second because it does a really good. It's a very imposing shot, and I'm not familiar with the character that this is based off of, so I thought this was just something that Trevor had put together as like a metal tribute. So yeah, it's awesome.
Jesse?
When I saw this, I had to do like a double take to make sure it was like an official figure and not just like them doing like sharing posts from the community or something. Just because it's probably one of the most gruesome looking figures they've put out under like since they've started the Mythic Legions line. And I know it's part of the ZoloCon subline exclusives and stuff, so they can go a little bit off the rails on it, but just the eye with the stress around it, like peeking out through that mask and everything, is truly a terrifying character. Like I would not want to run into this guy. And the photo itself, talking about Carver columns with the lights, just the way he's got the one up front kind of like blurring the focus in the front and the other one further back, just really adds a nice level of depth and everything to it. And the lighting is fantastic.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've seen a few people with these columns now use them in a way that like almost you can kind of imply an entire building is there with just a sliver of a column by like not showing the full thing. It's like really smart.
Yeah, it kind of gives like this 3D kind of angles to it and stuff. Yep. I did wanted to pull up one thing on this figure for those that are going to ZoloCon. Very cool figure. The exclusive parts are the translucent heads, which you can see in this photo here. So the translucent ones are the exclusives. So if you don't need that, you can wait for the regular release, and you don't have to bug a bunch of people that are going and try to have them go through the line 15 times. But the one thing I really wanted to focus on, want to make sure everybody recognizes, is we've got an uncovered boom boom hole here, folks. So I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of butt plug or soft good piece, but we have an uncovered boom boom hole. So, Trevor, I don't know if you got the answer to that, but we need some answers on what's going on here. So,
is that a first?
I've not ever seen an uncovered boom boom hole. Usually there's some sort of soft goods or something. So, yeah, hopefully we get some answers. We'll see. But next is one of Jesse's photos.
This is from Anthony House Seal. I tried to get him to post it to Instagram, but he said that was too much work, which is fair. There's a pop and swap with some parts, Xylurnian guard and some other things. Some of the that new head from the armory experience this year. I just thought this was a really cool, like, woodsman ranger looking character. With just pop and swap. So if you're new to the Legions and you're not ready to paint stuff yet, get over it, paint something. But if you're not ready to, this is a perfect example of something you can do with just mixing some of the parts around.
Awesome. Alex?
Yeah, I love this. This looks great. And there's like, I love the like fantasy forest sort of feel that the Xylurnian guards have, and then a few of the other figures. So I love that like color palette of the browns and the greens. This looks great.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of pictures here with outdoor photography. I love when you can make it work and make it feel in scale, which I feel like this does a good job of. And then another thing I really like is when people have the figures holding weapons in not the way that they're intended to be held. So like, kind of the like preparing to go into battle kind of thing. So I don't know that I've ever seen anybody have the shield like that. I've seen weapons being held in that manner, but I really like the way that he's holding that shield there next to him. So
yeah, it looks really natural.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think because he's got him down in that kind of down on one knee pose. Like, it's like, it's a really cool shot.
All right. Next one is one of mine. This is, so I just recently got in all of the McFarlane Batman Returns figures, and I was amazed at how good they are. Like, I'm usually somebody that, really talks highly about Todd's figures in the DC line anyway. But I think the Batman Returns ones that he's done are the best that he's done in that line. And this is one of those. This Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman is fantastic. And some people have done this modification with her where you can, because she's got this like kind of vinyl leather-like overlay of her torso. And then there's parts inside with like an ab crunch and stuff. Well, I guess if you take the lower part of her abdomen and twist it around, you can get her in some more dynamic posing and stuff. And so that's what this account was trying to do. So this is Real Rio Rex on Instagram. And he shows how you can twist that around. He shows kind of the behind the scenes part of it, and then starts getting her into these awesome poses. And I think it's pretty cool. And I actually did that modification on mine as well. So very neat. So if you want to know how to modify your Catwoman, go to this Instagram and check that out. So, Jesse?
I at first I wasn't sure if this was the McFarlane or not, but I figured since you just got him, it was. I'll tease you about McFarlane stuff. Mm-hmm. I think they're fine figures. This looks like amazing. I mean, I know it's all kind of all folded up and crouched, but the fact that it can get into that pose is incredible without like any. I mean, you said some modifications, but it's not like cutting, snipping.
No, it's just
like
turning
that. It's
the lower abdomen around.
Yeah. So I think it's amazing that because I've seen some other toys over the years where people have done like, oh, I did this real simple mod, and it's like a Dremel, and they're like taken apart. I'm like, that's not a simple mod.
Yeah.
Like I could probably do that, but that's not a simple mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great looking figure.
I feel like you're
And a
calling
cool
me
one.
out for my koi mod that I just posted on YouTube.
No. I'm specifically thinking of the, what was it, the DC, the Batman Ninja Turtles ones?
Yeah.
Where it was like a turtle with a Batman character. Someone did like a mod to the Raphael, and like, oh, it's super easy. I'm like, you took that thing apart and put it back together. Like,
Yeah. Very cool. Alex?
Yeah, the pose here is sweet. Yeah, the articulation or whatever is on this figure, because I'm not familiar with these, but the being able to get into that like crouch, I mean that's not even a crouch, it's just like a full sit.
Yeah.
And then the lean over, and I love what he did with the hand, the like cat claw like hand up by her face. Like it looks so good.
The only thing I
impressive.
would have liked a little bit better with this figure is if that whip was like a wired accessory. You can still get it, like if you heat it up or you just bend it in a certain position long enough, you can get it to kind of move in the direction you want. But if that was wired, I think that would be a figure of the year candidate. So, all right, Jesse.
go
ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, but one quick comment. I remember going to this movie with my mom when I was a kid, and we walked out, and she's like, "I really like the movie." She's like, "I just can't believe she made that costume out of that raincoat." It's like that's what you had a problem with everything else in that movie.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Jesse.
So this is from Black_Pair_Studios. This one really caught my attention. I had to do a double take because I thought at first it was Altar, whichever this Greyborn is. I thought he was on like a rocky ledge, and then I realized, oh, that's a Tusk figure, and then I was like, no, it's not. That's a Buzz Lightyear figure. Which rip, poor Buzz, but I just thought it was really cool, and it kind of plays into the whole snow theme. I know Curtis likes snow themes, but I just usually don't see a lot of like cool cosmic-y space skies with snow like this, and it really stood out to me.
I'll go to Alex first.
This is wild, and I think that looks like it's actually ice and snow on the Buzz, because you can see it's kind of like melting with those tiny water droplets on like the thigh there. So like I'm trying to figure out, did they shoot it outside and then add the digital background after? Whatever they did, it's insanely convincing, and like the story is super interesting, and they've lit it in a way where that sky looks like it would, the light is acting like the way that sky is. Yeah, this is a super cool idea and just like amazing execution. Also, that the way he has the cape coming off really sells the wind so well.
Well, so I was not following this account. I am now. So it says on here, because I see that it's an indoor shot because he's got a behind the scenes thing. And underneath it says, I wanted to take a snow shot, but didn't want to go outside. So I brought some of the snow inside.
There we go.
So it is real snow, but
So
it's
it is
also
real
an indoor
snow.
picture. So there you go. I
He
am
did the
following this account
unfathomable.
now, though. This is very cool. I love the which is the alien figure on here? Is it Altar? Is that this one?
Yeah, I think it's Altar.
Yeah.
I think it's the one
Yeah.
from the Wave Book 1.
Yeah, and I haven't opened that figure just because, it just kind of
Or
felt
IS.
like another gray to me. But I have it upstairs, and now I want to open it because that looks super cool. The way that he's got it posed and has the soft goods kind of flowing there. And it was funny because I was talking to Jeremy after I had gotten the Crossroads figures to review, and I really fell in love with that soft good piece on the Trell nymph. And he's like, yeah, it's the same one from Altar, it's just a different color. And I was like, well, I wouldn't know that because I didn't open that figure. So.
Unless he's dyed it, that's not this cape.
Oh, this is a different one.
I think this is. I think this might be a the GPS lots on eBay, the way it's tattered and stuff. Because Ias, I think this is Ias, the first one. He doesn't come with a cape. Altar does,
Gotcha.
and he's a little more purple. But
well, then fuck it, I'm not going to open it. He's staying upstairs.
You should still open it. He's an awesome figure.
But no, great shot. I love the mix of lines. Using a buzz there and then putting I don't know if he like attached that skull to the Buzz Lightyear or if it's just kind of like held there in place. But it still looks really cool. So great job.
And I love that the Greyborns walk around without like any gear.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just got his boots and his cape, and he's just walking around the frozen snow like no big deal.
I do want to mention that Trevor is out there in the comments, but he did not address Boom Boom Whole Gate. So we'll see if he does by the end of the show. Did have a couple people on the last one. Freaks asked, does it look odd turned around though? No, it like kicks her butt more up in the air, kind of gives her more of a seductive pose, I guess, but it doesn't look odd. And then Herb V said, isn't there a guy in the group that makes whips? If there is, let me know, because I would love to get a wired whip for this figure. So I don't know, Jesse, have you or Alex, either one of you seen anybody that makes wired whips in the group?
I've not seen personally. I don't think. Maybe Brian Almeida. But as far as like anything recently, I can't think of anything. I know the girls, the Nerdy Forge girls saw the whip I had, one of my customs. They're like, oh, do you have wire? And I was like, no. I'm like, oh, it's real easy. We'll send you a link. And they haven't sent me a link yet. But I guess I can just find it on YouTube, how to wire
It'll be a
shoelace.
It'll be a very simple mod. Don't worry.
I'm sure.
yeah, very simple. All right. Next one is one of mine. Just found this one today and started following this account. This is Andrew.1.1000. And it's this really cool in action, shot of Tony becoming Iron Man and having the suit kind of catch up to him. And I'm assuming that it's getting ready to, kind of all go onto him. I just thought this was really cool, the way that it is all posed and everything. So, Alex.
Keon Farley.
Okay.
Whips.
Okay.
Cool. I will definitely.
I'd love one for the Indiana Jones Mezco figure, because that'd be killer. This is awesome. I like the first thing that stands out to me is the clean line that like splits the frame from like the armor to the actual figure, and then the head is sweet. And then the lighting on this is great especially for like the added touch of like that light coming off the flame on the head, and you can see that lighting up his right leg. This is really cool, and I love the story of it too.
Awesome. Jesse?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I've ever seen an Iron Man set up quite like this, where it's like three different, not characters, but three different parts coming together like this. Is really cool, really creative, and very well executed.
Is that like that? I don't do a whole lot of Marvel Legends and stuff. Is that Tony Stark like an actual figure that has that, like the piece on the head and then the hands? Do you know? Or is that
I personally don't know. I know that I think that looks like the Daredevil body. Like I'm sure they've done a Tony Stark with maybe from the Hulkbuster one. Maybe he's got like a mouthpiece or something. I'm not sure.
It's really cool, whatever it is. So
yeah, I mean, he didn't have the since he used the fire in for like the thrusters on the actual armor. He didn't need the hands there, so he may have just swapped them in.
Gotcha. I think it's cool though. I'm
it's
pulling it up real quick just to see.
It was the Daredevil body. I'm glad
beautiful.
I picked that one out.
Awesome. Yeah, it doesn't say anything in the post, so beautiful. All right, Jesse.
This is from Emerald Knight Photos with some underscores in there. Go follow their page. I didn't notice the music selection until just now, but that's one of my favorite musical groups. So it's just like ambient movie sounding music. But anyway, speaking of the Chirel and the Crossroads figures, I just thought this was a really cool pairing of these two. Really cool, like that eerie green lighting coming from outside, and the flame lighting like reflecting off the armor and her arm and stuff. I just thought this was a really cool pairing of these two. And just
Alex.
Yeah, I love the eeriness that you're talking about, Jesse. It's also another appearance of one of those columns. So they're making their way around the internet now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like you don't see a lot of photos where people have two characters like facing the same way this close in proximity, even though like if they were looking at something together or focusing on something, it would make a lot of sense. So I think the posing of this looks really, really natural and cool, and I would hate to be the person that they're staring at.
For sure.
I love the I love the pose here. I love the lighting, the green light coming from behind, the fact that it feels like the trail is kind of giving orders, which I love that version of that character. The Trell was my favorite out of the 4 different looks for this year. Yeah, so really great. The only thing that kind of like caught me off guard a little bit at first was just the way that he's holding that sword, where it's like the blade's down, but his knuckles are, I don't know, just kind of a weird way that he's holding the sword. But other than that, I think this is awesome.
I wonder if it's almost like, I don't know, this might be reading into it too much, but what if she's kind of like animating him and like bringing him up, and it's like the arm is the last thing to rise? Because I noticed cool. That too. But
now I like the picture more.
I mean, and as long as the sword's pointing the right way when it comes down on whatever it's going to hit, that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Jay says that head was from a Hulkbuster figure. Okay, very cool.
I'm proud of myself for calling that.
Yeah, very good. Next is one of mine. This is Lord_Bev_, and it's a nice Predator versus Batman, which I know we've talked about that comic book before on here, but it's just really well done. I love the fact that he's behind him, but he doesn't see it. The eyes lit up. This is just really cool looking. So,
is that a Hot Toys?
I believe, I don't know which one it is. I want to say that it's the Beast Kingdom one, but I could be wrong. So I'll take a look at that. I'll turn it over to you first, Jesse.
All right. Well, whatever scale, I guess more 112 versus 1/6 scale is more what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I believe it's 112.
The detail on that Batman's insane. Like this, at least is the size it is on my screen. That looks like Michael Keaton in like a set with someone in a Predator costume behind him. Like that is,
yeah, it's really convincing.
Great. Yeah, great posing, great lighting. Like this feels like it's straight off of a real movie set. I don't know what else I can say about it. It's awesome. I want to see the fight.
It doesn't say on his post, so if anybody knows, let us know. But I'm not. I believe it's 1/12, but I could definitely be wrong. So
yeah, I mean that warehouse is so big that if that is in camera and it was also 1/6, that would be like a 4-foot diorama.
Yeah, that's true.
So it almost feels like it'd have to be, but you're totally right, Jesse. It looks like a frame, like a film still. It doesn't look like a photo.
Like the way he's posed, like feels like a human in a costume on a set, not a toy that the articulate, with like crazy articulation holding in place. Like it feels natural.
So I just zoomed in on the picture and I can tell from the, like when you zoom in, you can see that spongy Mezco body. That's definitely the Mezco Batman, 89 Batman.
Oh, okay.
So
That's still crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which looks really good in a dark, like he's got the darkness in front of him. But if you look at that figure up close, it does not look great. So he did a great job with the photography. I'll just say that to make that figure look that good. So
Nice.
I like the old TVs and stuff in the background like that.
Yeah.
That's just a nice little touch.
This whole set is just so good.
Yeah, it kind of felt like the old props area, the BB props, when they would take the tours up there for intern. Like they would have some like old school TVs and stuff up there. So, all right. Next is one of yours, Jesse.
So this is from our buddy Len, who now goes by wandering_Len on the Instagram, with the newest Figura Obscura Mouse King. I just thought it was cool to see Len playing with some toys, taking some pictures. So I wanted to throw this up here, and I can't wait to get this guy in hand. He looks like he's going to be a lot of fun to play with.
Len or the Mouse King?
Both.
Okay, gotcha. Alex?
Yeah, I'm stoked for this figure. I think also just getting 9 heads and being able to create an army of 7.
Yeah.
And create an army of mice is awesome. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Is this shot against the fold out?
It looks like it
the
is.
Exterior of the box. Okay.
Yeah. It looks like the interior shot, because they've got that picture up on the website, and there's like a lot of Easter eggs for the older figure obscuras and stuff. And it looks like that. So like the blue coming from behind him is actually the clock from the grandfather clock that comes with Red Death. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So cool shot by Len. Can't wait to get this figure. I am super glad that Darla likes the single-headed rat better, so that I can use the other 6 heads on something else. And I'm glad that she noticed that the top of the staff looks like the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch, so I can make some Holy Grail customs. So, so I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be hitting up Joe Suter and see how many Holy Hand Grenades I can get. So.
Oh boy.
All right, next is one of mine. I picked this one up today too. This is Toy Fanatic on Instagram. I love this whole thing. I love the setup. I love the fact that he's got like a WWE ring, kind of where you're just seeing a little corner of it. You got the fight poster in the background, the lighting, the weight on the ground, the heavy bag, you know, just everything, the way that it's set up, and then the figure itself there. Yeah, I love everything about this. This is just perfect photo in my opinion. So, Alex.
Yeah, this is great. This is another crazy diorama setup. It's again super convincing, especially with how many like little things they have going on here to just fill out the scene. And then the thing that sticks out to me about this is it's shot at a Dutch angle, so it's like it's almost like the camera felt the weight of hitting the punching bag and has swung with it.
That's awesome.
Which, yeah, it's good. You can feel the weight of his hit.
Very cool. Jesse?
Yeah, I agree. All the little details are pulling me in, whether they're out of focus and close or further back. The lighting, like this feels like any of the sets that you would see like Matt Murdock training in any of the iterations of Daredevil. And I really like Alex just said, the tilt of the like, you don't quite clock that it's twisted or at an angle, but then the bag is also a slightly different angle. So like, yeah, there's some really cool movement going on here with it being a fairly straight on shot.
Yeah. I like how he's leaning into the punch too. Just, you know, following through. And once again, is that a custom figure or is that an actual figure? Like, does anybody know?
No clue.
Because
I have no idea what that figure is.
I like that. Like, I feel like I need this in my collection.
I feel like it's not a Marvel Legend, or at least not all a Marvel Legend. Maybe it's like a kit bash of some stuff, but yeah.
Gotcha. And last one is one of Jesse's.
This is from Toy Photo Guy. And I just thought this was really cool. It gives off kind of like a Star Wars Mos Eisley, vibe with all the Cosmic Legions figures walking around. And my brain is like, this isn't how these characters would go. And then I was like, shut up. It's someone having fun with their toys. Enjoy it for what it is. And because, but yeah, just like the building and like how they've got the graffiti or the markings on the wall and the accessories up front, everything. I don't know, it's just really fun.
This reminds me of, who's your buddy that does like the Star Wars dioramas and stuff?
Tyler.
Yeah, this feels like something that you would set up or put together. And it definitely has that like Star Wars, Mos Eisley kind of vibe to it. I love like all the dusty look that it's got going on in the background. And the fact that you've got all of these like different raced aliens that aren't necessarily all interacting with each other, but just kind of doing their normal daily whatever it is that they're working on. It's just really cool setup. I love it. And the fact that they've started including some of the Dio pieces that Four Horsemen's doing now with the, I forget what that set's called.
Is that like the camp?
Yeah. I think that we're going to start seeing those pieces in like G.I. Joe shots and Star Wars. And I think we're going to start seeing it in different things. And yeah, so it's cool that that's included as well. Alex?
I can both hear and smell this shot.
What does it smell like?
What's the smell?
Just like a dirty,
dry, dusty, probably I feel like, it's like, it looks like a marketplace. So like, there's probably a lot of like aromas of like different sort of like spices and cooking and maybe some grease from like a mechanic or something. Probably some BO.
Gotcha. Okay. Alex, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this feels so Star Warsy to me. This figure is also the one that I feel like seems the most Star Wars adjacent from this wave. And I really like, some of my favorite Star Wars shots are always like the marketplace style shots or like the busy Mos Eisley streets. And this has, like you guys are saying, that exact same feel. And then I like that they shot it so that she's not the foremost figure. She's like in the middle. So you can see that there's stuff happening behind her. There's stuff happening in front of her, and like she's just in the middle of it. Yeah, I think it's cool, and I think that's Orabesh written on the wall in the background, the like Star Wars alphabet.
Oh yeah.
So so yeah, I think, I imagine that's the vibe they were going for, and I think they nailed it.
I like that they're in town or whatever this area is, and they just got to skate back, just walking around.
Yeah,
his head is just popping in on the side there.
I feel like the Thraxian's like guiding it, maybe there's some dung in the street.
Oh,
and I do like, I didn't catch this at first, but the way she's posed, like her left foot is like kicked up a little bit. So like, she looks like she's in, taking a step.
Moving.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then they even used like the spare hoses from the Cosmic figures to just add more stuff in the ground, make it dirtier, make it more lived in. Yeah, this is great.
Very cool. So that is it for shelf selections. I did want to pull this up from Freaks. He said,
sorry,
I'm really enjoying this Catwoman, but one of the reasons I stopped collecting DC Multiverse because the proportions aren't very consistent and her head seems so tiny. I mean, I've got it here, and I do not feel like the head feels tiny compared to that body. I think what happens is, because I've had this issue when I've gotten like Mafex or Mezco or whatever figures, we're so used to Legion's proportions where the heads are fucking huge compared to the bodies that we're not accustomed to what real heads look like. and if you like look at a picture of her from that movie, I feel like this is well within the proportions of what reality is. It's just not what we're used to looking at. So that would be my take on it. I don't know. I could be wrong. So, but I love this. And one last time, anybody has any news or theories on Boom Boom Gate, let us know in the chat. What do you think's going on? Why is that left uncovered?
The people need answers.
Yeah, we need answers. What is going on? Boom Gate is here and it's real, and we need to know. We need answers. So if anybody from the studio is watching, we need answers. All right. So Alex, tell us a little bit about your collecting first. I know you do a lot of toy photography, but how long you've been collecting, and what lines do you collect?
Yeah. I guess it started when I was a kid. I think the first like toys that I got that I was like the most, infatuated with and couldn't put down was, I think for my 5th birthday was right when Phantom Menace was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember on that birthday seeing all of the like Darth Maul packaging for that Phantom Menace line. And Star Wars was always my biggest like interest as a kid. So collected 3 3/4 for a really long time. And the only other thing was there was a very small line for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies that was also 3 3/4. And so those were like my two things, and kind of put it down kind of at the end of middle school, and then sometime in college got back into it, and that was right when the vintage collection was coming back. And so got into the vintage collection then, and then got into Mythic Legions probably about 4 years ago now. And those are pretty much the only things I collect. It's Mythic Legions and 1/18 Star Wars. I have a few one-off things here or there, like some of the third-party Lord of the Rings stuff. And I got that in-art Batman. That was my first ever Batman figure. Last year, the 112, or earlier this year, the 112th one. But yeah.
That's kind of a big jump going from 1/18 scale Star Wars to 7-inch, sword and sorcery. Like those feel totally disconnected. So what is it? How did you see Mythic Legions? Like, where did you find out about Mythic Legions, and what is it that attracts you to that? Is there something from your childhood that you're associating with, or you just think they're cool figures, or what was it that brought you in?
Yeah, they are very different. I mean, this display case is probably the best example of it, because it's like there's probably 200 clones in this like clone base, and then you compare that to the amount of Legions standing right next to it, and you can the size difference is very obvious. But no, I was really into fantasy as a kid, primarily Lord of the Rings, and when I was growing up, I wanted to be a writer, and I used to like write fantasy stories and stuff. So I think that has always been there. And then whenever I was into toy photography and saw the Trolls for the first time, that was my intro into Legions. I guess I lied. I did have one other 1/18 line, which was I saw Legions and I thought they were super cool, but I told myself I would just like admire them through the looking glass.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, clearly it failed. Because I was like, they're not 1/18. 1/18 is my thing. And I collected the 4-inch line for the Hobbit movies. Yeah, which are like really hard to come by and like also not that great of figures. So I bought the first Troll, and I had a setup in a display like this where it was like the Troll holding 2 of the dwarves at the same time. And I had Gandalf and stuff like that. And then I think once I got the first Troll, and then I was like, gosh, this is awesome. These Hobbit figures kind of suck.
That's great. I always like to hear like what somebody's entry was. In the past, it was a lot of the Motu tributes. Like we heard a lot of people that joined because they found a Motu tribute and that pulled them in. And then more recently, it's been figure obscura. We hear a lot of people that get pulled in by that. And so to hear that a troll is what brought you in is kind of cool, because I don't know that I've heard that from anybody. But it makes sense, because it is a very cool looking figure, and you could put it with a lot of different toy lines. So
yeah, that troll is essentially like the fantasy version of like the 1/18th Rancor from like 2010. Yeah. The was it Mephitor? He was my first figure, but it was just because I loved the Fuzzmonk head, and I immediately put him on a goblin body. It's my first ever
a lot
custom.
of Jesse points right there, just so you know.
Yeah, I know you love it.
Oh, that's really cool. So what got you into the photography? So where in the collecting was that? In college? You said towards the end of college you started getting stuff again. Is that when you got into the toy photography, or did that come later?
So I was already doing. I originally intended to go to college for film, and didn't end up doing that. Ended up doing engineering instead. But I was really into film and like video production and that sort of stuff, which you can't really do full short films with one person in college while also studying an engineering degree. So that got me into doing a lot of like travel and landscape and like adventure style photography and like wildlife photography and stuff. So then whenever I as a kid, I used to do toy photography on like my parents' point and shoot. And I'd like pull all the photos into Windows Movie Maker, put like a Nickelback soundtrack on it, and call it a day. So this was almost like when those two, it was almost like it was like a callback to like, oh, people are doing this again now. I think I bought a like Black Series Snow Trooper, but like the 4-inch Black Series that was around, and shot some photos of it on just like my desk at school, and then was like, oh, that was fun. I kind of want to do it again and do it again. And then once I graduated college, I actually was able to like get my collection and have it with me. And so then I just kind of started cranking it out from there.
Very cool. What's been your favorite thing to shoot since you've been doing the toy photography?
I really like quiet scenes. Like I like the in-between moments. Like some of my favorite photos I've done are like very simple. Like I've done some where it's like a clone trooper like sitting on a box that is holding gear, just like resting his arm on his rifle, and you can just like feel the weight of like what they're going through. Like I love those sorts of things. Or so I like the quiet moments, the in-between moments. My favorite characters are like Mandalorians and Republic Commandos and ARC Troopers from Star Wars. And then for Legions, it's hard to pick a favorite, because it's kind of like you pick up one and like there's a billion stories that come to mind. Right. But Dubon's my favorite figure, so I always like shooting him.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure. So you'd mentioned you went to intern this year. I'm assuming that it was, you know, one of the ones that you were probably looking forward to was going into Trevor's with the toy photography you're doing. But obviously another one that everybody kind of looks forward to is the sculpting session with Eric. So tell us a little bit about your intern experience, and was it what you thought it was going to be? Was it different? What things did you like about it?
Yeah. I didn't really know what to expect. Especially when I got the email and it said we were going to be there from 9 to 5. Because I think any preconceived notion I might have had would have been like, oh, it's like a tour of the studio. You walk through, you kind of see, hey, this is what we do here, whatever. I didn't anticipate the like, okay, you get an hour with somebody in like a small group setting. You can just pepper them with questions and see how it is that they work. So that was an awesome surprise to realize that was how it was going to work the day of. And yeah, Trevor's session was awesome. There were some like it was interesting to see the way that like he works and then compare it to the way that like I shoot, and like what are the differences, what would I maybe take away from it, what would I not. But I think the one I learned the most at was Nate Barches in the painting class. Because that was really cool. That's something I know nothing about, but to see like the way that he like thinks about approaching like a painting,
the digital art and stuff.
Yeah, and like my mom does a lot of painting, but it's all physical. And so like it never even occurred to me that like if you're painting in Photoshop, that means that you have layers, which means that your art is not inherently like painting is not a destructive act then. Like you can paint over something, it not work, and then just be like, we're gonna do not even just undo, but just like I'll do
Move
two
it.
different versions of this and I'll toggle both on and off and see what looks better. Is like super cool. And yeah, just like he was the most fascinating to just like sit and listen to like how he thinks.
For sure.
And that's cool because this
statues on
year
buildings.
both Nate and Trevor were both got a full hour this year. So, you know, to be able to get to sit there for a longer conversation with them would have probably been really cool.
Yeah.
Statues on
It was really cool. Yeah, Dustin was in my group and Nate mentioned how one motif that he's noticed he's done over the years, I think he said without even kind of fully realizing it, is that no like mythic Legion's castle is complete without a statue on the very top. So if you like go and look at a lot of his like previous, they all have statues on like the top spire.
All right.
Like I had never realized before.
I haven't either. That's interesting. So then you know, we get to you know, Friday is G-Con. I know I saw you in line at G-Con and you got to be in the intern side, so you got some advanced seating. What were your like, where first of all, how far back were you at G-Con, and what was that like going through?
That was really cool. This was my third Legion's Con, but this was the first time I was actually at the hotel early enough to see G-Con. So that was really sweet. And like to hear the reaction of the crowd and like the live, you almost hear like the
feel the energy in the room and stuff.
Yeah. It was really sweet. And yeah,
did you sit up close or were you far back or?
No, I had to knock out a little bit of work in the morning, so I was kind of a little in and out. So I was just I was standing off on the side. But like you can see well from anywhere in there. But yeah, all of the reveals are sweet. I ran a pirate sort of nautical D&D campaign for 4 years.
Oh, cool.
And so all of the like nautical fantasy pirate stuff like got me super excited.
What was your favorite reveal that they had?
I think it was I'm blanking on his name now, but the Ray character.
Oh, the manta ray thing.
Mobu.
Yeah.
Mobu. Yeah. He's awesome.
He's pretty cool. So then go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna. I mean, that ties back. You said you had some Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff. So like, and we can circle back to. I have some other questions, but Curtis, you go ahead and do that before I take us completely off track.
Take us off track, man. Go for it.
Well, someone commented. I think Santos said, you know, oh, there, yeah. Start writing, Alex. You'll love it. With running a D&D campaign, and you know whether you modified it or you found, I don't know. Did you have to modify it for that, or was it a book that was already kind of based in that?
So this was like 2020. I wanted to play D&D for the first time. I'd listened to a lot of NADPod, the like D&D podcast. They're like a bunch of ex-college humor people. And was like, this seems so much fun. I want to play. And I had a few friends that had either played D&D before or were interested. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And we ran it out of, I think it's the Ghost of Saltmarsh book. was my plan. We were gonna run the Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and we did one session. Like the first thing you do is you go to a haunted house in that book. It's not a spoiler. You find out the moment you meet up with everybody in a tavern. You're going to a haunted house. And that was the last thing from that book that I used. And I homebrewed the rest of it for 4 years.
That's awesome.
I kind of had this like random brain blast of like, well, what if this was the way it worked? And what if there were these gods fighting? One of the gods was trying to flood the whole world. And there was this big treasure hunt they had to go on to get these things in order to stop them from doing that. I thought it would take 3 months, and then we finished in July of last year. So it was it was a 1 to 20 4-year campaign, literally to hell and back. So
I'm gonna echo Santos there and say, yeah, if that drive is still in you, let that writing flow out, even if it's just to get ideas out, because it sounds like you have a really creative brain. And
yeah, I appreciate that. So we finished that campaign, started another one last year based off of another story I had that was kind of like monster hunt turned murder mystery is the way I'd phrase it. That takes place in like a great northern setting. And I ran that for my D&D players for about 8 months. We finished it this summer. But I ran it as a test run to then write it as a novel. So I'm trying to finish the first draft of that story as a novel by the end of this year. So I guess in 3 weeks. But yeah, so this is my jump. This has been a 20-year long turnaround to just ending up at writing again, is I guess what I'm getting at.
Sorry, Curtis, I'm
no, you're good. I know
I'm on
I know
the flow
you do
here.
some writing yourself, so I'm interested to see where this goes.
Have any of the mythic legions helped inspire any of that creativity for diving back into your own worlds and stories? Have you done any customs or pop and swaps of characters from your worlds or the D&D campaigns?
So yes to essentially all those questions. The first customs I ever did was I wanted customs of every player character from that pirate campaign. And then I had a nation that was run by pirates in that one, ran by what were called the pirate lords. So I'm like slowly knocking out each pirate lord as a custom. But the inverse is also true. So like I mentioned Dubon's like my favorite legion. I was so fascinated by him and I loved his outfit so much that for this northern campaign, I kind of created this whole faction that's called the Grey Rangers. And so he's literally a character in the campaign. He's just a guy named Dubon. There's no other correlation other than they wear the same thing, the same name. But yeah, that kind of inspired this whole idea of like these rangers that look over the north and like their whole thing is they like protect wildlife and against poachers and things like that, yada yada yada. But it all came from just like having that figure and never wanting to put it down.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun circular relationship.
2 comments real quick to tie into this. Hedgehog's asking if you can get the name of that D&D podcast again.
Yeah, it's the full title is Not Another D&D Podcast. But the acronym is NADDPOD.
Okay. And the next one is from Alan. This is so healthy. It's so rare men get to talk about what they are interested in. All right.
There you go.
I feel like we do that. I feel like we do that every Sunday night.
Don't forget this one as well, Jesse.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Look how Alex's eyes light up. Sorry. When discussing D&D. Also, hi, Jesse. Hi, Mrs.
So Jesse, I know you do a little writing yourself and have a book that you've been working on for a bit. Any other kind of questions or thoughts you have related to that?
Or what's your book, Jesse? I would love to hear that.
Well,
if I'm allowed to ask questions in return, I don't know.
Yeah, sure. If I go on too long, please tell me to shut up because you're the guest. I mean, Curtis can tell me to shut up on your behalf, or you can. I feel comfortable with you telling me to shut up. I feel like I said shut up too many times now. It's a sword and sorcery, like fantasy humor adventure that my buddies and I cooked up when we were in college. Basically a blacksmith is making a sword for this wedding ceremony for the king, for the prince of his kingdom. And a demon gets sent to put a curse on it, but the demon shows up and lands like as the guy's exhaling his pipe smoke, and the demon gets high immediately, and all he wants to do is smoke pipe weed with the blacksmith. So he puts the wrong curse on the sword, and shenanigans ensue, and they have to run for their lives and all that stuff. So I think Curtis, or at least Darla, has read most, if not all of it, to Curtis.
Yeah, we've read I don't think we've read the whole thing, but a good portion of it. So,
but it's awesome. I wrote it. I was just trying to make myself write every day, or a couple times a week. So I put it out in like 1 to 2 page like blog posts. So now I'm trying to go back through and flesh it out to make it more feel like fully formed chapters, and make sure that my continuity, like if someone has the sword that got cursed, like that it tracks through to the right person throughout the story, and et cetera, et cetera. So
awesome. So you finished the whole story itself. Now you're just almost like tying back all those posts together.
I have a sequel in mind and like characters down the road. And this was just supposed to be a one-off fun one, and now it's like taking over in my imagination. So
that's amazing. That's so cool.
And you've done some like characters from it and stuff too, right? As far as like
I did a lot of the main characters. They've been at Legion's Con with me the last couple of years. I had
sweet, as customs.
Yeah. I turned a battle cat into I call it a battle ferret. It's basically a battle cat sized ferret that the female heroine in the story rides.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all the ones on that shelf, if you saw that, were
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a title or like name for your world, or
the world? So it ties into another comic book that I created. Because all my stuff was going to be interconnected somehow. And the name of the world, this fantasy world, I was trying to make, it was like a spoof of World of Warcraft. So it was the realm of Battlesmith. So everybody calls it WoW. So in this world, they would call it Rob. Realm of Battlesmith. Oh yeah, we're going to get on and Rob later. That sort of thing.
So good.
And so in the comic, it's a video game like World of Warcraft, but it's based on a real world that the guy who created the game accidentally got to like teleport to an experience. So
I'd like to pull up this from the artist formerly known as Twizzler19. If you want a test reader, I'm a big reader, and test read one of my high school friends' books he released this year. I really appreciate you saying that, Twizzler. Because when Jesse gave it to me to read, it was almost like he doesn't know me, because I've said many times that I can't read, and it was almost like he was taunting me a bit, like, hey, try this thing out that I know you can't do, So I appreciate somebody else that actually does read making that offer. So
I'm pretty sure you literally asked for it.
It doesn't sound as funny that way, though, Jesse.
Yes.
And there you go.
Enough about me. We'll talk about this another
battle ferret. So
I'll answer this. Yes. So I built it on the Masterverse Battle Cat. Brian C. He just surprised me one day with a sculpt of the ferret from a sketch. I was just showing him a sketch, and he did a 3D print of the head and sent it to me. So
very cool.
He can read. He doesn't comprehend, I believe, is his default response.
That's
enough
true.
about me. Thank you.
So this is a little selfish of me here, but I have got a show coming up next Saturday where I have to pick my favorite 10 Four Horsemen figures of the year, and my favorite 10 figures of the year that are not Four Horsemen. And I have not even started yet, so I've got a lot of work to do. So to help kind of jog my memory with some stuff that came out of the year, I'd like to hear from you guys. What are a few of the favorite figures that you had that came out this year, whether it's Four Horsemen or from something else? I'll start with Alex.
So like in hand this year?
Yeah.
And for everybody for the first time this year?
Yeah. I mean, if it was like late 24, that's fine. But like within the last year that it came out and you got.
That's a great question.
I will, I'll do a Horseman one. And I don't know if it would, I can't say for certain this is going to make my 10, but one that really is at the front of my mind right now is the Koi figure. Like, I feel like that paint job on Koi is one of the coolest paint jobs we've gotten on any figure. So that's one that immediately comes to mind.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the waves. So I can make sure I say the right name.
Just all Beastman figures. So
I'm having a hard time remembering like what came out this year outside of Legions, because I don't get as much outside of Legions anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a brag.
The
You can do a Four Horsemen one too. You know, we had
Horsemen.
What did we have? We had
Koi's up there.
We had All Stars. We had the Ox Crew. A few different show figures. The traveling legendary barbarian. A few figuras. So
I do the Gideon too.
Yeah, Gideon 2, Necronominus himself, I think, is an amazing figure. Ganesha is superb, in my opinion. Any of the Ox Crew figures, like the crew, I like the whole wave, but the crew themselves, I think those suits are really great. Koi, of course. The Chirel, the Nymph Chirel combo. Yeah.
Alex, any others that you're thinking of?
Yeah, Gideon 2 would be one. I'm looking at the wave names now, so I make sure I say the right thing. But Scully Bone Splitter, the like dwarf skeleton.
He's way better than I expected him to be.
Yeah, that one was really cool.
Otho 2 and Urzok 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Legacies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the Legions Con exclusives this year were so good.
Yeah. We've got a few in the chat. We got Thoth, whatever people want to call him. I really love that figure. That is definitely one that I was excited for. Enoch. We got a few Enochs here. You know, Hedgehog, local boy, says Jersey Devil, of course. Scaphoid, the new Scaphoid. It's a good one as well. So, San Diego Comic-Con Paladin, the Paladin Cleric.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good one. So, yeah, I don't really care for Enoch. I think that is a lie, sir.
Non-Legions or Horsemen, I'd say what are they? The Collector series or whatever, the big Optimus Prime and the big Soundwave were really cool. From Blockies. I don't know if they're considered action figures since they're more model kits, but depending on how strict your parameters are.
Yeah.
One that I forgot, Horseman wise, that has been one of my favorites is the Undead Builder.
Oh yeah. I feel like that we saw it with Grim the Executioner, that head with like the hanging jaw. I think that might be one of the coolest pieces that's come out in a long time. Like that head, we've seen it in a ton of toy photography this year, and it's just a really cool head. It's gross, but it's really awesome.
And the paintwork on all of that leather armor is so detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just, got a few Donner Parties.
here from the Monster Force. So I could see that. That's a good one. In art, 1/12 Batman. So
You didn't get him, Curtis, but the Hammond Collection Spinosaurus is amazing from Jurassic World. The last one of the last NECA, I think it was NECA, the 2012 Ninja Turtles, or one of the last ones they put out was really cool. The Raphael, like I really liked that build.
I can tell you one figure that's definitely making my list for the year, and that's this McFarlane Batman Returns Batman. This may be a hot take, but I think this is the best Batman figure I've ever gotten. So looks wise, it may not have the best articulation, but as far as the look, I think this one is the best one that I've ever had. So that one's definitely going to be on my top 10 for sure. And then one that I got from Trevor, which is the Protector of Metropolis, because they can't call it Clark Kent. But that figure where with Clark Kent, he's got the full suit, and then underneath he's got the Superman logo and stuff. Oh, so good. So yeah, I
gotta say this one too, but I think this might have come out last year, but I got it this year. This Fog Toys.
That's the one where she's got like the robot thing. Right?
She's got like the scooter, like 2-legged scooter moped thing. Yeah.
Do they sell her by herself too, or does it only come as the?
I think you get it. You either get the bike or you get the bike and her. I don't think she's available by herself.
Gotcha. Yeah. Did the
Oh yeah, Hellcat.
I know the Hellcat Aragorn, but did the other Hellcat
Gandalf?
Did the Gandalf come out this year, or was that last year?
I think that was last year.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure I photographed it within like 2 weeks.
I don't have either of them, but I
think it was the very beginning.
Amazing. Oh yeah, Darla said it. Yeah, she really likes that one. That would be. She has started to get into some toy collecting, and I think that's one that if I got her, she'd be excited. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Gandalf was at the very, very beginning of this year.
Yeah. Don't worry, Kevin. I am not forgetting Mayfix Superboy. So whether it makes my top 10, I don't know, but it's definitely, I'm not forgetting it. Murder She Wrote NECA figure. Listen, I don't want to judge you, but you're making it very hard. But okay, I have not seen that figure, so maybe it's great. I don't know.
Hey, don't tell Van, but I think a Jessica Fletcher figure is more fun than a
Richard Simmons.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. But that's what I meant.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
So let's kind of twist that a little bit. So as far as things that you've gotten in hand this year, Alex, what was something that you opened and were like immediately inspired to take a photograph of? Like, what was something that you were like, man, I want to get this out and get a shot?
This might be a cop-out answer, but the HasLab Cantina.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like that'd be a cop-out.
Well, because it's not a figure.
That's fine.
Yeah, that thing is insane, and it's because it's so modular. It's super easy to photograph.
Oh, okay.
Because you can all of the booths, everything just
on
connects
one part
together
of it or something.
Yeah, so like you can just take the booth out, put it on the table. You can light it from whatever angle you want. The roof, the top of the booths come off, so it's easy to set up and then put it back on.
I bet that will be. I know Trevor's talked about getting one of those probe lenses.
Yeah,
and I bet that would be one that would be cool with a probe lens. So
yeah, you could do some crazy. You could do some very fun, almost like normal band photography. Like, you know how people shoot photos at concerts, like really close. Doing that with a probe lens on like the Cantina band in one of the alcoves.
There was a Instagram that I was looking at that the guy was using a probe lens, and he was doing some like Lego stuff where he would like go into like a house, like a building, and like you would see like the furniture and stuff in there. But like if you didn't have that lens, there's no way you get that shot.
Yeah, you
right?
physically you physically can't fit through the door.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. I would love to see more of that, but my understanding is those are not cheap. So
yeah. And they were very niche. Whenever you're buying photography gear, it's like, okay, what are all of the things I can use this for?
Yeah.
Pro lens is a very
there's probably
like the
not
lens,
a whole
very
lot
narrow.
of stuff that you could get with it, but the stuff you do get, it's freaking awesome. So
yeah.
I mean, just imagine putting that thing up through the engine of like a Batmobile or a car, and get someone like doing mechanic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like I
with
know
any of
anything I'm talking about with either the photography or the mechanic stuff of that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, apparently Kevin is talking about the Jessica Fletcher figure too. It says good soft goods. So yeah. And Trevor says I don't recommend spending the money on a probe lens. So well,
maybe
I
Trevor will
hope
rent
you
his
get
out
one for Christmas, Trevor. I think you'd do some cool pictures with it. So he had a great shot today. Did you see the one that he posted today?
The battle one
with all the Templars.
Oh yeah.
And stuff?
Yeah.
It looks like a Renaissance painting.
Yeah, I was gonna snap that and send it for a shelf selection, but I was like, I had already sent my pictures to Jesse because it came in like he posted it just maybe like an hour or two ago, and I was like, Jesse's probably already done the slides, and I was like, well, I'll save it for next week. But yeah, great, it was a great shot. So I know he doesn't get a lot of time to just do the stuff that he wants now because he's doing so much for not only the Horsemen but for Zeta Girls and other companies. But yeah, when he's able to just kind of play and have fun, some of his stuff is awesome. So, well, all of his stuff is awesome, but it's interesting to see what he comes up with. So, yes, Blake, it has a very good chance of making it. The only problem is I don't know when that figure came out, so I don't know if it's a 2025 figure. I just know that I got it in 2025, but it may not make the criteria. So.
Speaking
Blake
of criteria,
desperately trying to get me into Warhammer. So, have you gone down that path at all, Alex?
No, but my brother-in-law is into Warhammer, so because I had bought some Joy Toy stuff to use with Star Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so for Christmas a year or two ago, I got him. I forget what Legion he plays or what army he plays, but whatever army he plays, I went and got him one of the Joy Toy Warhammer figures for it.
Very cool.
But they're very cool. Their paintwork's crazy.
The articulation on them is ridiculous.
Yeah, all of it's wild.
Anybody that is interested in Warhammer, just so that you're aware, shortly after our show each Sunday, there is over on Wraith Mace YouTube channel. Blake is on there with Carlos from Badass Reviews and Wraith Mace. Sometimes they have other people like Emil on there, and they talk Warhammer for like a couple hours and different things that are coming up and deals from different websites and stuff. So if you're into Warhammer, that's a great show to watch. So Jesse, did you have something? I feel like I stepped.
I was going to say, I keep forgetting they came out this year, the Armies of Ashmore stuff.
Oh, did they? I thought it was late last year. Was it this year?
Yep.
Oh no, you're right, because I picked it up at MesquiCon.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get at least one of those in there.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? 10? I'm sorry, what was that, Alex?
It's top 10.
Yeah, we're doing top 10 4 Horsemen figures and then top 10 everything else that is not 4 Horsemen. So, because we feel like if we did just a top 10 overall, it would be like 80 or 90% Horsemen, and it would just wasn't fair to everybody else. So yeah, but yeah, that's a good call out with the Defenders of Eden. I'd have to figure out what my favorite is. I really like the Vasapo one, but then the Kuzo, I think that one's pretty badass too. So I don't know. You
they're
probably are
great.
Vastapo, right? Because of the Stegosaurus part of it.
It's Stegosaurus, yeah. But I the Vastapo with that helmet, the flat.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that articulated until I got it out of the box. Yeah, I really like. I mean, they're technically sculpted by Four Horsemen, but they're not Four Horsemen branded. So that could go either way.
Yeah, for some reason,
Good.
Joe's fond of that one as well. Not sure why. Alex, did you pick up any of those? Any of the Defenders of Eden stuff?
No, they're cool though.
Yeah, they're really awesome. They're chunky figures. Like if you
they
like
look big.
You know, kind of like we were talking about earlier with the troll. Like if you like
Mhm.
like a big chunky figure that moves well, yeah, it's awesome.
They're not as big as the troll, but they're like ogre size, like the ogre legion size, but they feel as heavy as the troll.
Yeah, it's kind
of
they
look dense.
Yeah, they're very. You could hurt somebody with it. That's you know, some people keep like a bat or a golf club like under their bed in case like you just got to keep one of those Defenders of Eden and you're good.
Yeah.
So, you hit somebody,
especially with a
they're
horn,
not coming back up. So
yeah. I got a photography question for you. Do most of your stuff you do a lot of? Do you get to do a lot of outdoor stuff, or is it mostly indoor stuff?
I do mostly indoor at this point. Just because it's more conducive to being able to do shots over time.
Okay.
And that sort of stuff. I think I shot one outdoor photo this year. But that was mainly because of space and less because of lighting.
Okay.
But I really respect all the outdoor photographers, especially like if you can get the scale to look good and correct.
Well, my main question that I wanted to prep that question to set this one up is if there is anywhere outdoors that you would want to try to take a picture, like any, you know, sort of like, because we've had some people go to like Rome and they've gone to the Colosseum and they've taken their, you know,
that was awesome.
Their gladiator with them
pictures, their gladiator there, or like Thomas Boulay took some nights and some stuff when he went to France and he was like by the edge of the ocean and cliffs and stuff. And of course, you know, Faisal and some of those guys, you know, they just go exploring the countryside of England, taking pictures in like old castle ruins. And is there anything like that you would want to try or be inspired to try to do?
I usually just bring a figure with me in case I'm ever feeling like I want to just mess around with something. But I haven't done that in a long time in terms of actually shooting while traveling. I used to do that a lot. Like when I very first started and I was mainly shooting outdoor then. Like I took a photo of like a Boba Fett figure in front of one of the temples in Petra in Jordan.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I used to do that, but not as much anymore.
Okay.
I would love to. So like for the past 2 years, Elijah, Captain Firebeard Baker, he has done some toy photography like in New Jersey at Legions Con. I know 2 years ago, like he went out with Kevin Boots and they went and did some stuff. And then this past year, him and Faisal went out with Chef Brendan Higgins. He took him out. He's from that area and he took him to some areas like nearby and stuff. And they just did some outdoor toy photography. And I think that would be just freaking cool. Just hang out.
That'd be a fun organized.
Yeah. Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, just kind of go out because those guys are able to, and even, you know, Brendan was saying this on, I think New to Mythics, where it's like they see a spot that would be great for a picture that like most people would just overlook, like would just not even recognize that, hey, that would be a great spot for toy photography. And they just hone right in on it. They're like, oh yeah, right there. That's it, you know? So I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I get that a lot of like, I don't think I'd be able to do the photography justice, but I get that idea a lot, especially when I'm driving and I don't have anything. Cause then I'd want to be like, oh man, that like, especially, you know, those like concrete culverts, you know, with like the storm pipe that runs through it. Like, I'm like, oh, I could do like a Helm's Deep thing, you know, have all the knights up here and the orcs coming in. And I'm like, I would get arrested for being like some crazy person just like crawling through the water in this like random neighborhood's like storm drain.
if they come in, I might reach out to them if they come in early next year. Because I mean, usually I'm at intern, but if they are in like Wednesday, I would love to go and do that. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that
we
would
could
be
even get like a
a
group of people
blast.
together and just kind of go out for a little hike, and yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah,
just get a row,
especially
of,
the guys that do it a bunch, because you kind of develop an eye for what you're saying, Jesse. Like the more you do it, the more a random knot in a tree looks like a entryway into a wizard's lodge.
Yeah, he was showing the one from Kevin Boots earlier. He does a ton of outdoor tour photography. So does Elijah. So does Faisal. And yeah, they're and I think there's something too with like the timing of the day. Like you got to get to where the sunlight, because you're not using. Now I do know those guys have said like they will keep like a light in their backpack and stuff, but for the most part you're using the sunlight. You got to make sure that it's the right time and stuff. So I did want to while we've got Joe here, if Joe's still watching, we have not got an answer from Trevor. So Joe, if you can give us an answer on Boom Boom Gate, that would be
Trevor,
great. Sir. Yeah. Why is it left uncovered? What's going on here? Is there a reason for this? Is this his prison wallet? That's the running theory right now. But yeah, if you can get us some answers, that would be great.
It's a flight stand hole, so you can have him jump like an extreme pose.
They have what was the one that Dylan had earlier this year? It was like a werewolf or something that NECA had a stand that went with it that went like right into its crotch or something. Like that's how it's supposed to go. So maybe that's it. Maybe it is a flight stand hole. So
it's where they're gonna put the next figure obscura surprise.
There you go.
That's next figures. Yeah, Trevor said he answered like 5 times.
He answered that it doesn't have a cover. That's not the question. The question is, why is it left uncovered? That's the question. Because I've never seen
maybe
that
the answer, unlike the hole, will never be revealed.
Or maybe it's something that's a surprise that we will only find out when we get the figure. It'll come with like a bio that talks about his open boom boom hole. So the Dylan special stand. That's right. Mike V knows what I'm talking about. We were making fun of him for like 30 minutes on that stand.
Oh, poor Dylan puts up with a lot of crap from all of us.
He does.
We love you, Dylan.
So during Legion's Con, were you were there for the whole weekend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I left like Sunday afternoon.
Gotcha. I know there's just a ton of events on the calendar, and you kind of got to pick and choose where your focus is. What were some things that you definitely hit up that you were excited for?
I didn't do any live shows this year. I spent a lot of time just trying to, make sure I got to catch up with people that I had seen in previous years and, get dinner with people when I could, and also resting so that, the night wouldn't become too much. And could make sure I could stay up for everything. But yeah, mainly most of my time was like around the show floor or just like hanging out with people in the lobby, because the lobby is just my favorite part. Just getting to talk with people, or just kind of lurking around the displays and just getting to like, talk about kind of what everybody was interested in, hear everybody's perspectives on stuff and all of that.
I know we talk about it a lot, and there's a lot of shows that talk about like how great the lobby is, but I still see people that either don't stay at the venue hotel or that stay at the venue hotel, but they'll like go out to eat or just kind of go back to their room. And it's like, dude, you're missing out on all the fun. It's sad. Like, cause you see all those people during the day and then like at night, it's like, man, where are all the people that should be here? Like, but it is one of the best parts for sure.
Yeah. Cause that's where you get to have like more like extended conversation. I think that's the biggest difference. Cause like you see people on the show floor and like everyone's, if they're a vendor, they're busy. If there's somebody else that's at the show, you don't want to like clog up a lane. And so
We got an answer from Joe. He wants everyone to have a chance to put a tail on everything. So there you go.
Trevor, I'm going to say this officially. That was based off of an OffWorld bracket, which holds no water, even amongst the people of OffWorld.
We have said numerous times since then that the people on OffWorld are morons. So, you know.
And we can say that because we are the people on OffWorld.
Correct. But yeah, the lobby's awesome, man. So, what about, did you get a chance to play the Mythic RPG?
No, I didn't. So I'm, patiently awaiting. I think it's going to be super, super interesting. And like, I'm very curious to play test that or to get to play the different scale swapping. Did you try it out? How did you feel like that mechanic worked?
So we had been doing some play testing, virtually with this stuff, but we had not done any of that in person. So for those that don't know, if you go to the OffWorld, Let's Go OffWorld YouTube channel, you can see Legion's Quest, which is our main D&D campaign. But we were also doing one for the Mythic role-playing game where we created other characters for it. But Legion's Con was our first time playing in person. And we had not tested that kind of going from the small scale to the big scale.
Yeah.
And I kind of, if I'm being honest, I kind of thought it was going to be a little gimmicky. Like it's, just like a way for them to tie in the main figures with it, but it's not going to really make sense. But it was really cool. Like I thought that, because we did the main battle in this big open area, and we were using the little little figures. And then by the time we got to the boss area, and then our figures, because we had all done customs of our actual characters, seeing them on the table and having them in that space and seeing this big ogre as a boss, I thought it was really awesome. And, sorry, Jesse, but when Jesse's character went down, it was like there was actually a sense of urgency. Like when we play online and stuff, sometimes you may have somebody down for 3 or 4 rounds and people just kind of keep fighting. But in that instance, it was like, oh shit, one of our team members is down. We need to do something to help him. We need to figure this out.
You spent a lot of time on this custom.
Yeah. And it was, so I thought it was really cool, but I don't know, Jesse, what were your thoughts on that?
No, first of all, I love being able to play virtual with you guys just because, otherwise we wouldn't be playing, and
right.
So I appreciate the dynamic that gives, but there is something really different about being at the table together, making jokes, rolling your eye at each other, in person and not just through cameras and stuff. But that switch when we went, so we're playing, we had little minis representing our characters like normal, not custom ones. And then it was kind of I know one of the Warcrafts had the thing, or maybe it was a StarCraft, where you could zoom in on the action, like the strategy games. It kind of felt like that to me. So we're doing most of the thing, and then we go into this room, and then Joe's like, all right, hold on guys. And we picked up the map, put the new map down, and put the full size figures out. And, instead of 1x1 squares, it was 4x4 squares. So movement was still the same. You could still move your 25, 30 feet or whatever. They were just 4-inch squares and stuff. So, but it was a confined space. And having that, getting to see my custom guy get to because he's a monk, run across the room and just do some quick stuff, even though he got taken out. I was like, oh, that was pretty badass, and get to see him on the table with all of our other custom characters was really cool. And I think that's a really fun dynamic. And without spoiling anything, because we're not allowed to talk about too much stuff, but I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to give people who are fans of Mythos a lot to sink their teeth into. Outside of being a writer, I'm sure you're probably looking forward to the lore book and stuff as well.
I'm super curious about it. So
I think the game's going to enhance even more of that stuff. So
I will say though that I think the thing that's going to kind of make or break this is what type of virtual tabletop they have, because a big portion of their audience is not going to be able to play together in person. You know,
Mhm.
we've all made friends. Like, you know, I was just in the customizing studio today, and we've got, you know, Emil from Sweden on, and we got some people from Florida and some people from Oregon and some people this and that. Like, you're all over the place, and you know, it's not realistic that, you know, people in this community are going to be able to just sit down and play. Now on the East Coast it's probably a little bit different because you've got that like Pennsylvania, Jersey area that there are some people kind of congested in there that you might be able to do it. But for most of us, we're not going to be able to do that in person. So it remains to be seen what that virtual tabletop looks like. But from what I've seen so far, I'm pretty excited for not only the game itself, but then, you know, like they showed some new figures at Legion's Con at GCon, and you know, especially that price point that they got on those, man, that's going to be pretty awesome. So
I will say this, that might be a good selling point for people who already aren't fans of Legions. Like if they're already gamers in locals, you know, like, because I go to the game store here and there's like just half of the store is literally tables with people doing Magic and Warhammer and D&D and whatever else over there. So, you know, it might not fit the existing community at large, but, you know, it could be a cool way to see a different aspect of a community form up around it. Which I mean, I know they kind of want that to happen. So like, hopefully they get the right audience to want to dive in and be able to do that expanded size figure stuff.
Yeah, I think that's why both are important. Like it seeing that the in-person switch from the little figures to the big figures is so much fun. Like I have no question about the in-person game being exciting and people being into it. Like right now I'm like, dude, that's you know full bore, let's go. It's, you know, because we don't know what the virtual tabletop is, that's the question that's out there. But I know that that team is working hard and they've got a lot of smart people on it, and you know, I have full confidence that it's going to be awesome. So we'll see. Jesse, I know you had started some comments out there. Did you want to pull any of those up?
Where was it? It's funny when Mike V said, if that's the surprise, he doesn't want it if it involves the boom boom hole. Williams said they didn't think anyone would focus on the boom boom hole. Clearly they don't know Curtis hyperfixate. And Twizzler said he watched part of the Legion Quest group play and played 3 sessions. He's very excited for the game.
I mean, listen, I've got to give credit to Trevor because he does some amazing back shots. So, you know, all credit goes to him on his professional back shots. So, Jesse, this is where you're supposed to get the show back on the rails.
Alex.
Jesse.
I just asked about the book. Dang it. Okay. We did talk about the new wave a little bit and how you like the pirate stuff and everything. And you know, obviously there are people like Brian C who does a lot of sea creatures and like things in that. Like, is your mind churning about like more stories and things like that with the official parts and the custom parts that people are making to see what more of the rest of Mythos is?
Yeah, I'm very curious because I also think like the way they did the wave was very, very Four Horsemen, in that it was not at all the like slew of creatures or fantasy races that anybody thought they would. So I think it just like opens, rather than thinking about like, oh, like, okay, cool, we got a pirate with a tri-point hat and we got somebody with an eye patch. I hope they do somebody with a peg leg. Instead, your head is like, okay, they did a walrus. So like, are we gonna get like sea lion? Would a sea lion be a 2.0 or a 1.0? So like, that sort of way of thinking about it. Yeah, I hope they expand that story further, and continue to build it out, because I think also like all the parts that they're introducing that have like more of the softer materials and stuff, like, could just be used for so many really interesting things.
I think the parts is what interests me the most, because like you're seeing now people that are mixing like Jersey Devil parts with the Mouse King parts, and you're getting some of those the 3.0 arms put on 1.0 bodies and vice versa. Like Bill did a one of the posts where he had done the Mouse King arms on like a knight, and then he did knight arms like on a Mouse King body, and both looks were awesome. Like it wasn't like, okay, this one works and the other one's kind of like just the leftover parts that don't really, like, both looks were really cool. So you start getting stuff like this manta ray and the the walrus and stuff. Like, what are those things gonna look like when you mix like knight arms on them or different bodies or whatever? Like, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of potential there for sure.
Yeah, or kit bashing the bulwark and slog. I'm curious what that ends up looking like.
Yeah, I like the Mouse King, that adapter on the thing with the seven heads. I've already heard people talk about wanting to do like a Terpiculi with a bunch of skeletal heads, and somebody talking about like doing like a blue Hagnon thing with whatever. It's going to be interesting to see what people do with some of these new parts coming in.
For sure. I'm really excited because I know for years I've been hearing different people saying like, oh well, sci-fi, you can do whatever you want. The Cosmic Legions, we can do all these crazy things. I'm like, you can do that in fantasy stuff too. Like
you can, but they hadn't gone that crazy yet. Now they hadn't. Yeah.
But now that they're like, all right, well, the world we've been seeing, maybe there's no. Well, no, we've already have humans. So never mind. I was going to say, maybe there's no humans in the rest of Mythos, but that even Prospero is from the New Lands. But it's just like, are the rest of the fuzz monks out there, or, variations of, what other kind of like bestial, because, we've got so much stuff in the lore and the bio on cards that we haven't explored even within the new Mythos we know. And now they're 3/4 of a world that we haven't even touched yet. It's just really exciting to see where and what they can do, from the really high fantasy, knight armor stuff like you were saying, then to the more natural looking like soft goods, the woven stuff. I think we're in for a real ride the next couple of years, and 5-6 years from now we're going to look back and be like, where did all this stuff come from?
And I'm a big fan of all the anthropomorphic stuff, and we've gotten from the Ninian all the way to mermaids and manta rays and walrus. Like, we've gotten so many new creature types over the last like year and a half, 2 years, that it's gonna be a fun ride for sure. So
I think because like with the new wave, it's taking place in such a small subset of the world, but because they injected so much diversity into that small subset, it almost implies that there's at least a similar amount of diversity across the rest of the pie chart. So then it really, like you're saying, is like, well, then anything goes.
Yeah. They really,
we could get insectoid. We could get like an insectoid race with like Sphexian type parts, but in mythic style armor and everything, or like grasshopper people with like, a full like segmented abdomen or something. Man, can you imagine the horrors, nightmares that people like Nate Armstrong and some of those other guys that do some of those crazy kit bashing.
He was in the studio today and he was like using like parts of horse legs as bracers for a figure, and like taking somebody's like 1.0 upper arm, going into a horse leg as a bracer, and then into like an ogre hand. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. He's just out there. But I mean, I think kind of getting back to like you guys have talked about the writing and stuff, the fact that they did this whole like what we've known as Mythos is just a very small part of what everything is out there, really opened the doors to everything. Like that little bit of writing kind of changed everything, because if they would have just, let's say 2 years ago, introduced a walrus character everybody would have been going, well, where's this been the whole time? Why have we not heard of this? Why has nobody ever talked of a walrus character, whatever? But the fact that we've now got these new lands that have been the people that we know have not explored these areas and didn't know about them means that now we're open to everything. Like, we have no idea the amount of stuff that's out there that we haven't seen yet. So I think that's just an amazing piece of writing to kind of open up that toy line.
Yeah, they've really they've written themselves a logical reason and like given themselves permission to kind of be like, all right, all bets are off now. Now we can, like, anytime anybody goes, oh, that's too crazy for Mythos, you can literally just reply, there is a humanoid manta ray person.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
there are fish that go fishing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like my mom. It's like my mom with Catwoman
GTA 6
and Batman Returns.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, look, her making an entire cat suit out of that giant black trench coat is more hard to believe than a dude saw his parents get killed as a kid and flying around as a bat in the city.
Exactly. Well, Alex, it is the part of the show where, for anybody that's been watching this year, we've been kind of talking about this story of Jesse's history. And at one point in Jesse's life, he went to a movie with some friends. And the movie that was Fun with Dick and Jane, we know that. We know that he arrived early. It's before the previews had started. He's sitting in the theater with his friends, and there's nobody else in the theater except for this group of people a few rows up from him. And it's a guy and a gal, and what appears to be the gal's parents there. And then at one point, you know, it's before the previews, there's kind of like ads going on and stuff. This kind of romantic music starts playing, and it's like a real, like a beach scene or some sort of romantic scene on the screen. And it comes across the screen and says, "Will you marry me?" And the guy kneels down and starts proposing to this lady a few rows up from him. And Jesse starts booing relentlessly. Now, for anybody that's watched this show over the last few years, that doesn't seem Jesse-like. Like, Jesse's usually a pretty nice person. Like, he treats people with respect and love, and just seems very out of character for him. So we don't know why he did it, and we don't know what impact it had on the couple. He's apparently going to tell us at the end of the year. We've got a show on the 28th of December, so it's coming up in a few weeks, and we're going to hear the real actual story from Jesse. But in the meantime, we've been asking our guests to tell us what they think the story is. What motivated Jesse to boo this poor couple? And what impact did that have on them? Did it break them up immediately? Did it strengthen their bond? And they say, we're not going to let this guy tell us what we can and can't do. And it made them stronger. And they tell that story every year to their friends. So this is your chance to tell us what you think happened at the theater that day.
Yeah, I think, you know, when I look through the facts of the case, I think it's actually pretty clear and obvious. Jesse was upset, and honestly, rightfully, justifiably so, insulted that this couple got up in front of them, and the guy went to propose because Jesse had two friends with him that had been together for a very long time, and let's just say one of them, it's Grant and Rachel. Grant saved up a lot of money, and bought a ring. And Grant had reserved a certain ad spot before the movie was to start.
Man, this is a good one. We have not heard this. Okay, go ahead.
So that he could propose to Rachel. And so little seeing it as an opportunity, this couple up in front had gotten there early. Jesse and his friends were really respectful. They didn't even hear them come in. And when they got in, they're like, wow, we have the whole theater to ourselves. This is amazing. And so almost as if serendipity is occurring, he sees "Will you marry me" come up on the screen. He gets out. He doesn't have a ring. He doesn't. He's known this
Didn't
woman
even
for
have
3
a ring.
weeks, but the stars have aligned on that day, and so he decides to take the moment. And Jesse saw the guy didn't have a ring, thought he was making fun of the whole thing before Grant could even get up, and so he boos. And I think the woman up front says yes. And they storm out in a moment of glee because they're not going to stand and watch a movie after such a big event.
Especially fun with Dick and Jane. Like, who wanted to watch that anyway? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jesse looks over at Grant because he was going to be the photographer, and he's like, I don't know what to do, man. And they bail out and go back to the drawing board for the next proposal, and that's how it ends.
Wow. So do you think that Grant and Rachel ever did get married? Like, did he find another way to propose to her?
Yeah, I think he did a non-movie theater based approach.
That's probably better anyway.
Yeah, which probably was probably the smarter call.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's the story of how I didn't become a wedding photographer.
I mean, listen, we have heard quite a few of these stories. But that has to be one of my favorites. I really like that because it's not just excusing Jesse's actions. It is really telling why Jesse would do that in a way that I can understand and makes sense to me. He's standing up for his friend. That feels very Jesse-like. Yeah, I like it. We'll see. Is that the story? We'll find out in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from now, folks, be here. We will find out whether that's the real story. So I like it. Jesse,
that's a good one.
Without giving any details away, what did you think of Alex's story? And did you feel like his experience as a writer played a part in that story?
Well, I mean, like I said, that's the story of how I didn't become a wedding photographer. So, I mean, in a way, maybe I saved myself a career because I've known some wedding photographers and I've been a videographer at a couple of weddings.
Weddings are tough.
Yeah, I don't ever want to do that again. I don't ever want to be at another wedding in my life. No, thank you. Unless it's like just chill in someone's backyard and it's kind of like, here's the ceremony. Let's just eat and have fun. Cool. I'll be there for that.
Okay, to be clear, I meant shooting weddings is tough. I don't want to come off as anti-wedding.
No.
He didn't mean like
I'm all for the whatever. All right. That's a whole nother, never mind. That's a different show.
Well, we did have G was a big fan of your version as well as Omar. So yeah, we got a couple people liking your version. So
yeah, people like the truth. One.
Yeah. So Alex, you have anything else that you've got coming up, whether it's any shows or anything that you got that you want to promote?
Nope. Posting photos on Ordo's Escape. If you're interested in non-toy photography, my other Instagram's just at Alex Lostak. But other than that, just excited to continue to crank out photos of the stuff I picked up at Legion's Con. I had to travel right after, so I've been itching to get back into it. So excited to do just that. I really appreciate you guys having me. It's been a blast.
Absolutely. I know Horseman revealed their show schedule for the upcoming year. Are you, besides Legion's Con, is there any other events, cons that you feel like you're going to be able to make it to?
Most likely not. But I'm excited for Legion's Con every year.
Absolutely.
And Twizzler, DM me on Instagram. I'd love to send you some stuff to check out when it's ready.
Oh, awesome. Very cool.
Same. Anyone else that wants to read mine, shoot me a message and I'll with your email and I'll send you a PDF.
I do want to let you know, Alex, that now that you went to intern this year, you can officially put that on your resume. Mine does say 4 Horsemen intern from November 2022 all the way through current. because I've made the last 4. So that is on my
Oh,
resume.
so you don't just put November 7th, 2024.
No, it's
November.
as long as I don't miss a year, it's just through current. It's, for the last 4 years I've been an intern. So yeah, that's on there. If
Full
anybody
benefits.
says, have you ever worked for a toy company? Well, I've been interning at 4 Horsemen Studios for the last 4 years. So yeah, and you can officially put that and not be lying. So
yeah, I have the pin to prove it.
Yeah, I confirmed that with the studio. I was like, can I put this on my resume? And they said absolutely. So there you go. I just want to make sure that people know. I think that's one of the parts of going to intern that people don't consider, is that you can now stack your resume. If you're trying to get into the toy industry, there you go. So just maybe a little advice for people. So all right. Well, thank you for being on the show. We are going to put you backstage, and if you've got to run, we totally understand. If not, hang out, and we'll be with you as soon as we close out the show.
Cool. Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us.
That is a show, Jesse.
Yes, it is. Alan saying that's how haunt actors say they work 6 years equals 8 months.
Exactly.
Curtis has worked for 4 Horsemen for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
For a total of 24 hours.
Yeah, I've been a 4-year intern with 4 Horsemen Studios. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Now it only equates to whatever it is, like
40.
What is it? 32 hours.
32 hours. Yeah.
But that's not what it says on my resume. It's not broken down in hours.
Working is,
it was training. It was, I was going through the training program, learning what each station does. So
each state. Speaking of training, we've got another show next week.
We do.
But next week, this is important, folks. All 38 of you that are still watching, and Dylan, if you're watching this tomorrow, we're going early. We're going middle of the day next week. We're going at 2 p.m. Eastern next Sunday, because we're bringing some folks from the Euro Legions podcast on.
The Euro Boys, as I like to call them.
Euro Legions. The Euro Boys.
And we've done this now for the past couple of years, where towards the end of the year, we've brought on the Euro Boys, kind of talked about the year in the community. And it kind of started with Ted Lasso. We did it's on this channel. If you're Ted Lasso fans like we are, we did a episode with the Euro Boys where we covered the Ted Lasso series with our friend Sean Scavarna. And then from there, we kind of have a group chat with them. And we've, for the last couple of years now, we've done a show at the end of the year with them. So.
Yes. All the things Curtis just said. It's always a lot of fun. Maybe we'll have some drawings from Rich. Maybe not. I don't know. I have not asked him for any. I don't know. But yeah, that's next week, next Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And is it Herb? It's okay if you miss it. When you wake up, you'll be able to listen to it.
Yeah, it'll be on replay. So we like to do it early for the Euro guys so that they don't have to be here at like 3 o'clock in the morning their time. We try to do it at a time where we're still done before Latin Legions, because we don't want to step on anybody's toes. In their time slots. So we try to find that sweet spot where we're not stepping on anybody's
toes ever, because toes make him uncomfortable.
Correct. So
yeah, we'll be back next week. Stay tuned to this channel and Curtis's channel and all the channels. Alex's stuff. Go back to the beginning and check out all the shelf selections and follow those pages, or wait till Wednesday when I tag them all. Now, if you ever see one and it's not tagged, it's because their account doesn't allow the tags, which then I feel guilty about posting it, but whatever, free publicity. If they tell me to take it down, I'll take it down.
As far as, what I've got going on, I do have a koi mod that I did that I feel is like a pretty easy mod. Jesse may feel differently. I posted it for members yesterday. It'll be live tomorrow for everybody. If you want to lower your head on your koi to not have as much of a gap in the neck. Also, I'm probably going to be working on a exploded review for the scape back, because I want to break that thing apart and see what all is in there. I'll be working on that this week. And I had talked about kind of the, top figures of the year. I'll be doing that on the double jointed show, which is actually going to be triple jointed because it'll have me on there, which is on Saturday Morning Toy Collector this upcoming Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 11 a.m. Eastern. And they're going to be doing some giveaways too. So I know Schmerber's got some stuff. Mark's got some stuff. I will be bringing some giveaways. I also just did a members giveaway on the mail call this past week. I'll probably be doing another giveaway or two before the end of the year for members. So if you want to be a member, just head over to the Art by Akerman channel, hit that little join at the top, $1.99 a month. You get early access to videos and get entered into giveaways. So, Jesse, what do you got going on?
Life?
I mean, on the channel, the stuff that you're doing.
On the channel, well, Monday is always, well, not always, but usually Monday is Monday Musings. Sometimes it's on Tuesday, sometimes it's on Wednesday, but it's usually on Monday for channel members. Whatever this is over on Instagram that shares over to Facebook, where I just give a little under 3-minute tidbit about myself. And I know I keep saying that the Lauren Moore is coming back. It is. I've just been trying to get a couple of art projects done that have a bit of a deadline that I need to get done. And those videos take a little bit more effort than any of the other videos I do. So I don't want to rush them and do them badly or poorly. So bear with me. Lauren Moore will be back soon. And yeah, like, subscribe, all that jazz, whatever. We got a cool little not Lego build a brick YouTube thing for the channel earlier this year. So
what is that for?
It was just a thing being like a YouTube member thing. You know how some people have those plaques, they reach like 10,000 viewers or whatever, or subscribers.
Is there like a number that we got to or something? Like what was the...
I don't remember. It was just like, hey, this month's gift, if you want it, is this. And I was like, oh, I thought I showed you this before. I'm sorry.
I had not seen that. That's cool. I am also working on a collection tour of my toy collection. It's taking a little bit because I had mentioned this, I think, I don't know, on one of the shows this week, that it seems like every day I've got some figure that's fallen over and it's taken out a few other figures. So at any point, any day that you talk to me, I've got something in my collection that's fallen over. So trying to get everything standing up and looking good to do video for a tour has not been easy, but I will have that at some point before the end of the year. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to film it, edit it, get it together, but I know that's something that's been very highly requested. I think I did one on this channel a long time ago that was pretty popular. So yeah, I'm doing that on my channel, but should be on by the end of the year. So have you thought about doing another one at some point?
No, because yours got like 18 times more views than mine. So I was like, that's all right. No, I am going to do a little Christmas one. I don't have a lot of Christmas stuff out, but I am going to do something over the holidays here. And I'm probably going to do some like little quick, maybe some favorite countdowns for the year, like not a whole show, but like little posts, in the last couple weeks of the year or something, just top movies, top bands, music, whatever I came to this week. So for this year.
Very cool. Awesome.
Thank you, Twizzler.
Well, thank you everybody for watching, and hope to see you early next week with the Euro Boys.
Yes, sir. And until next time, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Or
what's on your shelf? go.